What's going on, guys? It's Dale here, and welcome to another fantastic, I think, episode of Demsec, if I do say so myself. Aaron's here, as you've seen him giggling, heard him giggling already in the background. He's become a bit of furniture right now. He's always here.
I am.
So what we're going to be doing, this is going to be probably a short series. Same
Due
kind
to
of thing.
several reasons.
Several reasons, yeah. But probably a bit like the beginner hacking series, but we're going to be covering social engineering. And this first episode is going to be the very basics, enumeration, finding emails, and that's what we're going to be aiming for is phishing, spear phishing, all that kind of cool stuff. And yeah, let's just kick straight off with Aaron. Yeah, Aaron's going to show us a tool, which is going to get us some email addresses pretty quick to work from. Well, probably not, as we'll explain in a little bit.
It has been a fair amount of time since we last did it. So anyway, the tool we're going to use is the Harvester. It's a good place to eat as well.
Not a sponsor.
Damn it. So when we start it, it comes up with this start screen. It tells us the usage examples. So we're just going to use one of the examples because it's a very simple tool anyway. So we're going to the Harvester TACD, which is the domain to search. So we're going to be using Microsoft. And then .com. And then we're going to use TACL 500, which is a limit of how many searches it's going to do. TACB and Google, which will be the search engine that it's going to use. So as it starts, you'll see that it's going to go through how many results that we've set it to. So we've set it to 500. So once it gets to 500, it will stop. And so now the 8th time that we've done this, and we've only been successful once, but that's due to a limit with Google. But so basically what this will do is it will give us the emails that are found with that are associated with Microsoft.com. So here we've only got 2, but like I said earlier, we found a fair few on a previous attempt. From this, you can get an idea of what that company uses in regards to naming conventions. So, for example, the one that is probably quite common is a first name and the first letter of the last name, and then the domain. So this will give you some sort of an idea of what the rest of the company's email addresses would be like. So you could use it for the whole company, but it might not necessarily be correct because obviously it could be down to departments or different sectors of the company sort of thing. So there could be a wide range of different naming conventions.
Yeah. So as Aaron mentioned, it is down to a limit with Google. It's not the tool itself. Google really doesn't like being scanned with automated tools. Ironically enough, because that is literally what their company is based around, but we'll save that conversation for a different day. But if you do too many searches within a set amount of time, I don't know what the actual time is, it'll limit you and not give you the results you want. On our second attempt, we got around 50, which leads quite nicely into what Aaron was saying as well. Naming conventions. It seems like a really small amount of information, but if we couple that with the tool I'm about to use, we can actually generate some really interesting information from a social network. The social network I'm talking about, of course, is LinkedIn. Just going to jump to my screen now. There's a tool here called Prowl. Someone I know in person, work with, and go to uni with, wrote this. It's a really simple concept, but it essentially means we're going to take the first names and the last names from everyone who's associated with a company on LinkedIn, and with that, using the naming conventions, we can really rapidly generate a large amount of email addresses, which we can then go ahead and send whatever our phishing campaign is to. Also, what's useful about this is LinkedIn lists their job positions. And that means if we're looking in a big company for probably the most likely person who's going to receive emails for one, and also be not necessarily technically savvy enough to go ahead and identify it as a phishing email, we can go ahead and aim for HR in that respect. They expect to receive emails with CVs, send a CV with a malicious Word document, you never know. So we're going to run this tool now. It's simple as anything as well, usage right there. So we're going to do -C, Microsoft. I will note with Microsoft, I did a capital M on the previous attempt at this video, and it didn't like it, so we're going to go lowercase. Email format, from what we did see, it was looking kind of like first initial and then last name. Yeah. So we're going to go for that. So it's FI, first initial, then last name at Microsoft.com. And we'll just go run that. And it's going to go ahead and not work. There we go. Ran the second time. So also what this tool will do, which we'll cover in a different video, is it'll show you using the have I been pwned API, whether certain accounts have been in any kind of data breaches. So you can see going up the screen, we've got some in Adobe, LinkedIn, and if you happen to have access to these databases, MySpace right there, if they haven't changed the password or aren't aware that they've been pwned, as have I been pwned suggests, you can go ahead and try and derive the password from there. So now we've got a list of email addresses that is generating, is going to get bigger and bigger, and we can use the job positions and all that kind of stuff to identify where we want to send these emails. We can generate something to send to them, and that's what Aaron's going to do for us now. He's going to go ahead and clone a website and hopefully steal credentials with it.
Hopefully. Sorry, I was on my phone. That was very bad of me. Anyway, this time I remember.
Is that what it is?
What's that?
Am I boring? Is that what it is?
Not at all. So now I've remembered what the tool that we're going to be using is. We'll start it up. As I haven't used this machine in a very long time, it is needing updating.
But we're
so
not
yeah,
we'll
give me... What's that? Sorry.
But we're not going to do that.
No. So we'll just leave it 4 months out of date. I mean, it's not that long. So if I press enter here, it will give us another nice little coloured start screen. Quite
to make
attractive,
you happy.
isn't it?
The colours.
So it's also like a menu-based tool. So it's again fairly simple to use. So what we're going to be doing is social engineering attacks. So just press 1, and then we are going to use website attack vectors. And apparently that didn't want to work. So if we press 2, and then if we press 3 for the credential harvester attack method, and then the site cloner. And then here, what we do is we type in what web server that we're going to be using to actually send the data to. So the password and username and password. So Dale has set one up. So it's angry.demsec.co.uk. And then here we type in what website we want to clone. So we're going to be using Facebook. So that has cloned it, and it has put it in the location of /var/www/html. So if we just press enter, and then if we open up another terminal, and we go to cd var www.html, and unless we want to go to the index to make sure that everything's okay, and it probably won't be. We've had a fair amount of issues, and it would help if I told it what we want to do to it.
Just shouting a web page at it at this point.
What's that, sorry?
Just shouting a web page at it. Just
yeah.
Index.html.
I'm sure the terminal knew what I meant. Right. So what we're trying to look for is this here. So this is the action it's going to take. And
So essentially in a form, this is basic HTML. In a form, you tell it where to send the data once the user hits submit, and that's basically where it's going to go to. Obviously not a Facebook domain.
so here, the only thing that we need to change is the method. So instead of post, we want to use get. In the previous attempts, I'm not sure if it was me or if it was a program, probably me. I misspelt dem. I'm sorry, Del. But I put 3 M's, which just caused loads of issues and was a pain in my life. So if we save that, we can go to a browser.
I would note as well, you can put these files on an actual web host and have this work the exact same way. Obviously, localhost is just his computer, but if you put this out on the internet and put a domain against it, happy days.
Right. So if I type in a username,
and what you'll see in the bottom right is my screen right now with a putty session open to that web server, just so you can see very quick what's going to happen.
So I'll press login now, and you should see it on Dell's screen.
Yep, so you see it flash really quick. So I'm going to select the part that we're interested in. So right here you can see email equals user and pass equals password. I'm sure Aaron will tell us that that is correct.
That is correct.
That is correct.
Yeah.
So if this was a real attempt, you now got username and password. This is where the enumeration really comes in. You want to know and find out what they actually have on their network. If they have like a webmail service, you've now got the username and password for their webmail service, so you can go ahead and log in and view their emails and, you know, do a search for password and find all those passwords they've been sending around on internal email. It happens. So what I'm going to do next, and this is going to move on to kind of next week's episode a little bit, but we're going to show one of the more active attacks. So
just having an issue. Google isn't working with us. No, that wasn't it, was it?
No, that was it.
No. Yeah, so we're having another issue where Google isn't working with us. But Dale's now fixing it. We're just going to try it again.
Yeah, so for some reason Google wasn't sending the email out, but it should work now. So I'm sending it to an email address I've actually got set up. So it's delivering that now. We're going to swap to my right screen just so you can see it come in. Got no emails right now. We just got an email come in. And right here, I'm going to click to download pictures. Swap over to my other screen, where you can see we've got IE user who's gone ahead and checked in. So that means what happens actually just there is they've gone to retrieve the images. Not necessarily uncommon if you made this a legitimate looking email and they wanted to see your images in your signature or anything like that. But what this means now is if we close responder, and it'll take a second.
Did not work.
Maybe a little bit more than a second. Okay, we're going to ignore this because it's not playing ball with us, and we're just going to re-log into this server. Yes, I know you can see the IP, it's going to be gone by the end of the video. Like I said, thirsty, you're all trying to get me.
DDoS. Oh.
Yeah, so we're going to John, SMB, and we can just throw this straight into John. We don't have John installed, forgot it's not a Kali box. Simple enough to install. I'll have to get installed John. Whether it's going to have a word list or not is another trick. So right here it's put 2 hashes in here. I'm going to delete one of them because we only want IE user. And of course this is blurred because, like I keep saying, you're all thirsty. And I know someone will try and type this all out and try and crack it. Someone will. There's going to be someone in the comments who is like, damn.
Surely you must have better things to do.
I don't know. My password isn't that great. Someone's going to try and log in with the words, this isn't that great.
Now that I can believe.
So it isn't working on this box because it's not Kali, essentially, and I've not told it what hash it is, and I can't be bothered. That sounds really bad, but it means transferring it to a Kali box. But you can take that file, shove it into a Kali box, and crack it. And if you do crack it, you've then got their system password. And that's it. That's all we've got to show you today.
It is.
Yeah.
as we always mention, all of this is just for educational purposes, and you shouldn't do anything without people's permission.
Yeah.
Uh,
This is when we're showing these things, we are talking about penetration tests where you've got an authorization form. It's all kosher. You're allowed to do it. And yeah, so the next episode we're going to be doing some more actually sending emails in with certain types of attachments, all kinds of stuff you can try in order to try and compromise this machine. And that's it.
just to add, we know we keep on saying sorry, but yeah, life.
Yeah, I wasn't
would
going to
be-
mention anything because I say it every time.
Yeah.
And at this
We're-
time,
we're
I'm
not
not
gonna
gonna. I'm not.
promise.
Yeah, I'm not gonna promise I'm gonna make more videos, but we are sorry it has been so long. We've been moving house, working, and just general life stuff came in the way, and that happens. But yeah, hopefully you like this video, and please.
If you do,
yeah,
tell us again.
tell us.
As
Yeah,
always.
we do like the comments. Actual feedback is always good, even if it's just like this is too basic. We want something else because we can step it up. If the consensus is you want more complex stuff, we can do that. Yeah,
But that will ruin our future videos, so don't do that.
yeah, don't do that, but don't do that. Okay.
Not yet.
Yeah. Cool. All right. We'll see you next time.
See you later.